Today on Demo Weekend, we're playing another detective type game. This one is called Case Solved, The London Files. I think this one's a little bit more puzzle story-ish, but let's take a look. Alright, Fatal Chord. Briefing. An American musician was found dead in a rainy alley in the Soho district of London, shortly after finishing his performance at a local pub. The body showed signs of strangulation with a thin metallic wire, possibly taken from his own instrument. The violin case was open and untouched, suggesting that robbery was not the motive. Alright. We gotta select stage 1. I guess this is keyboard only. Stage 1. Okay, collect testimonies and organize the initial evidence to identify 3 suspects and their possible motives. Okay, so first case in the field, the rain shows no mercy, but I can't fail. I must be meticulous. Every detail matters. I feel like I've played this concept before, but in a different art style. Alright, so let's talk to the girl.
Shadow.
Chap.
Okay. So suspect 2 is not motivated by money.
Dano. Nada. Hey.
Alright. The suspect who has jealousy is the drummer. Suspect 3 has jealousy. So this, yeah, this guy's jealous. Yeah, he's jealous.
Nada. Hey.
Okay, so the manager, I assume this guy, is not the suspect. Is not the suspect number 2. So this guy's not the manager. So she's the manager. Okay. So this is like logic problems, I guess. Not much to this game. I'm just like clicking on things and revealing 3 clues. Alright. So the suspect who had obsession is not the manager. So we have jealousy, money, and obsession are 3 motives. The drummer is, so suspect 3 is the drummer, and their motive was jealousy. That's what these 2 say. Suspect 2 is not the manager, which means suspect 2 must be the fan, and he must be obsession, which makes sense, he's a fan. And then that leaves just this guy as manager and money. Right? So we go confirm. Okay, so my first case is a detective. Rain, broken lights in a body. Let's follow the procedure. The alley is small, detective, but full of footprints. Looks like half the pub came through here last night after the show.
Oh, back to dress in the bed, no matter no.
3 names already stand out. The manager, the fan, and the drummer. Money, obsession, and jealousy, enough motives. They've got like the Sims voices here, which is kind of annoying. Anyway, the sound of the violin still echoes inside, almost ironic. There's no irony here, only facts. Let's hear from the people first. The details come later. Alright, I've identified 3 subjects and their possible motives. Fatal Chord, stage 2. Okay, so now we gotta organize testimonies and the evidence about the suspects' actions in the pub. Connect where each one was, what they were doing, and what they were carrying. Objects tell stories, but not all of them are true. I need to connect actions, places, and intentions until the lie goes out of tune. Okay, hold on. So can I pause this for a sec and go back to options and then, is that gonna yeah, okay. So we're gonna look at this, I guess. Like, you might as well just give me the things rather than make me click on them, because there's no challenge in hiding them. And all it is me busy work clicking and then waiting and clicking and waiting and clicking and waiting and then doing the logic puzzle. I think you need something a little bit more here. Like, make me search around for things. And then we got this book. Like, this is busy work. This is like... Alright, and then we have a logic puzzle to solve. So the logic puzzle says, the suspect who was playing had the instrument. Well, that kind of makes sense. He's the drummer. The suspect who was talking had the notebook. It was not on the dance floor. Suspect who was playing had the instruments. And on the stage. There we go. The fan was seen singing. Manager was not playing, so he must have been talking. The suspect who was talking had the notebook and was not on the dance floor. Like, plus, I mean, you could guess it not even having the clues based on what the roles were. It's a little bit too... The testimonies sound rehearsed. Like, you don't have to be a detective. This is like idiots' proof to detectiveness. Anyway, you don't have to do any of the work. You can just guess and still get it right. The testimonies sound rehearsed. Each person describes the musician differently. The manager says he was happy. The fan swears he was crying. And the drummer, well, he can barely look at us. Contradictions. That's where the truth hides. We've mapped their actions inside the pub. Now we have an internal timeline. I've mapped the actions of each suspect inside the pub. The accounts of what happened are conflicting. Are they? They seem like idiot-proofed based on where you would expect them to be. Just saying. A paparazzo was seen near the entrance to the pub. Organize the testimonies to confirm where each suspect was outside and how the photographer's presence affects their their alibis. Many eyes on the scene. Observers aren't always neutral. I need to find out if the paparazzo is working for someone or simply documenting chaos. Okay, so this guy's new. So this guy shows up and it's like, wait, he's interfering. Wow, we got everybody right now. Like... What's the point of me clicking on these things just to reveal a list? There's no puzzle or challenge there. Alright, so the suspect in the alley had... Okay, hold on. So the paparazzo was photographing. Again, did I need a clue to come to that conclusion? The manager was at the entrance. Suspects in the alley. So, okay, hold on. The paparazzo was in the alley. And he had no guest lists or clients. So he's either editor or promoter. So you must be editor because the promoter was alibying the pub guy. So then we have... Everyone's okay so far. So the fan is not in the pub. So then the fan must be backstage, which means the drummer was in the pub. So this guy is the promoter. Confirmed they were talking. So if he wasn't talking or waiting, he must have been working, and you must have been waiting. And you must be guest list since you must be clients. The stories inside the pub are inconsistent. We need an outside point of view, the paparazzo. Confirmed, detective. He was positioned at the entrance of the alley when this show ended. We already have the photos she took. Excellent. The photos give us an impartial timeline. Now we have the alibis and physical evidence to confront them. Alright, the paparazzo's presence at the crime scene has been confirmed. His photos provide a new timeline and all alibis have been collected. Uh-huh. Stage 4. Confront each alibi with the testimonies and the paparazzo's photos to identify which one holds up and which ones hide contradictions. All the pieces are on the table, but the picture is wrong. I feel like I'm looking at the truth, but through distorted glass. One piece is missing, or I'm seeing them the wrong way. Okay, so it's just a series of busy work, then doing a logic puzzle about it. So maybe you need a way of making the busy work more engaging. Like, they're all pop-out stickers. It's not like you're making it difficult to find them. Confirm the statements that the police officer made. I clicked the matches instead. Alright, what do we have? We need the first one. The police validated calls for the editor. So, support was the, whoops. Calls for the editor. Okay. The guest list was not found. Its status is absent. The footage validates the... Okay, hold on. We don't know who footage is yet. So that's all that we can tie to the blue stuff, right? So this one can't be weak or unstable. It has to be strong or reasonable. Okay, here's where it gets a little bit harder. Okay, so it says the footage validates the confirmed status of the manager. Confirmed status needs to be supported by strong support. We have whoever has entry record as their source has an absent status. Why didn't that one get checked? Whoever has invalid status must have weak. This one didn't get checked. Calls as a source cannot be weak or unstable. That one's not right. You not only remove these once they're done. Okay, so calls... This one's not satisfied, but for some reason it's saying checked even though I put entry record as a source is reasonable support. So your own logic puzzle's failing here, like by this one and that one, right? So it says whoever. Oh, this is either. So either one of these two has to be true. Okay, that's confusing. The hours pass, but the alley still speaks. Every detail insists on returning like an echo that refuses to fade. And the yard is already waiting for a report. First case, first test of your name, detective. It's not the report that worries me, it's the feeling that a piece is still missing. Something I saw but didn't notice. And look again, detective. Sometimes what's missing isn't in the evidence, but in the way we see it. Look again, you're right, it's not the evidence, it's in how we see it. Wait, the floor, I dismissed it just as just rain dirt, but it's not, it's a drag mark. Call forensics, request a new report, one that considers a possibility of 2 attackers. It's not 1, it's 2! Oh boy. Some alibis were confirmed and others collapsed. New piece of physical evidence of the crime scene and drag mark prompted a new request for forensic analysis. Alright, so forensic analysis confirmed the crime was committed by 2 people, cross-checked the state of the alibis with their presence in the alley, their connections, and their roles to identify the perpetrator and the accomplice. It wasn't a solo, it was a duet. The report confirms what the trace on the ground whispered. I no longer seek a single motive, but the connection that tuned 2 wills to the same final act. Alright, whatever. More busy work. Yada yada yada. Devil. Alright. Look at the violin again. Talk to the manager guy. Oh, sorry. Whoever has confirmed alibi is innocent. Yeah, that's generally how it works. The problem is when they're faking alibis. Alright, what have we got here? So you're innocent. You're never. You're inconsistent. So you're doubtful. Like, I don't understand why they can't be multiples under the same thing. Guilt never? Impossible? Negative? Not at all? So basically you're saying none of them are guilty? What is this? We have a new piece of evidence. They think the fan did it. Oh, sorry. This is the drummer who did it. Isn't he the one they suspected at the beginning? Everything converges to the same point. Jealousy, obsession, haste. A crime born from 2 out of sync hearts. The band and the drummer. It was never just about the musician, but about what he represented to each of them. And in the end, the stage became a mirror. First case closed. I'll remember that, detective. You taught me something important in this case. I learned something too. Solving the case is one thing. Understanding what was lost here, that's something else entirely. What do you mean? Sometimes you have to listen to the room before you listen to the people. Let's go, we have a report to write. Alright, so... Case closed. Jealousy and obsession played together in the fatal chord that now echoes only in the silence of night. Alright, so that's the demo. I mean, okay, logic puzzles can be fun, but you've got a lot of, busy work, and the story that you're wrapping it around, it's like you don't even need the logic clues, you just choose the thing that makes the most sense by guessing, and you could have gotten the same result. And the fact that you're changing the arrows and the X's as I'm doing it, It makes it a little too easy, right? Like, it would be better if I had to push to confirm and then it would give me the results, because then it would be a little bit more challenging. And then you could like rate them based on how many tries they had to do, which maybe would have added some sort of challenge to this. As it stands, it's like you're just dragging them through busy work and the computer's doing all the work for them. Yeah, anyway, that's it for this demo. And until next time.